go. Welcome to Varblu with me, Varblu, and we are again in Train Sim World, and it's a historic day. Thomas the Tank Engine has arrived into Train Sim World. um, I'm going to turn off the music. This isn't the music that comes with the menu. That is the official one. This is a really good sort of guy on YouTube called S.A Music. I'll put the link in the description. Who remakes the music from Thomas the Tank Engine and maybe some other stuff. Let's just have a look. Yeah, he does a bunch of other stuff as well, like stuff from like if you're my age or older, you might remember from the early 90s or 80s. Really cool stuff. There's actually quite a few people who've done like remakes of this music. I suggest you look it up on YouTube because there's some like full on people who've done full on orchestral versions of the soundtrack for Thomas the Tank Engine. It's brilliant. But anyway, let's get back to the game. So this is it. We have Thomas the Tank, and he's joined by Annie and Clarabel, Diesel, and some troublesome trucks. And yeah, if you've ever watched this as a kid, like I did, this is like the most exciting thing that could happen. I mean, I still watch the old model version of the I don't know what you call that, the original version, because I mean it carried on as a model for quite a few seasons, and then it became computer generated. And yeah, I mean this is obviously it's CGI because it's in a video game, but there's hints of the older model version. So I think Diesel's face is much more modern to my eyes. Thomas looks like Thomas, but Diesel's face isn't how I remember it from when I watched it when I was a kid. He's softer, more expressive. I think he always looked very evil when I was. I think he had much more evil eyebrows than he does in these pictures. But anyway, so I've done the two tutorials. One is for Thomas, one is for Diesel. I mean, you should do them because you want to complete the game, and because it's worth it just to be introduced to them. But there's no difficulty with these locos whatsoever. They're not simulations. They're not physics. They have no physics. They are literally you press to go forward, you can press to stop, and then go backwards, and that's about it. You'll sort of there's like nothing. You don't have to touch anything. Even if you're on PC, you can't. Nothing in the cab is interactable or anything like that. It's all. I mean, these are basically toys in the game. But I wouldn't let that put you off. I mean, Thomas obviously isn't a real steam engine, so like this is a toy. And if you like Thomas the Tank Engine, you'd be weird to expect a real existing train in Train Sim World for Thomas the Tank Engine. It's a train with a face. So yeah, you're getting what you're getting. So I'm gonna do the first one, which is called Thomas's Arrival. First things first, actually, which I've forgotten to do. I need to put on my my lossless scaling. I may include the link to this to the graphical enhancement mod I've got, but I need to turn this on first to make it good. It's just a whole weird thing where you basically you double the frame rate, but you have to make it look really good at like 30 FPS, and then it will double it to 60 FPS by sort of generating by generating frames in between. But anyway, that's boring. That's not what we're here for. We're here for Thomas. So I'm going to start it and then be very quiet.
Thomas's Arrival. It was a warm summer's evening on the West Somerset Railway, and Thomas the Tank Engine was waiting at Dunster Station. He and Sir Topham Hatt had been invited to visit the railway and were on their way to Minehead for a big welcome. "I can't wait to get to Minehead Station and meet everyone," said Thomas excitedly. "You said you had a friend that worked on this railway, didn't you, sir?" "Yes, Thomas, I have," replied Sir Topham Hatt. Mr. Peters and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm sure you'll get to meet him once we reach Minehead. And I know he's very keen to finally meet you, especially after I told him how useful you are." "Thank you, sir," puffed Thomas proudly. "Although I do hope my branch line back on Sodor will be all right without me. I'm sure my passengers will miss their regular train rides." "I'm sure your passengers will be fine, Thomas. There's no need to worry about your branch line," chuckled Sir Topham Hatt. "I've arranged for Percy and Toby to look after it while you're away. Bertie said he'll lend a hand too." Thomas smiled, thinking about his friends back home. "Right then," he continued, "let's get going. We don't want to keep everyone waiting." And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked down the platform and climbed aboard Annie. "Yes, sir," peeped Thomas. "Minehead, here we come."
Well, I mean, that is nostalgia 101 for me. Well, off we go to Minehead. Here we are. This is Thomas. Let me just, yeah. Thomas, so you'll see the UI is different. So that's obviously a different UI for when you're using these trains, because, I mean, they're toys. They don't need the full hood or anything. I think you can use the simplified hood. I think I vaguely remember that coming up in the stream last night. But I mean, look at that. Look. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, this is what the inside looks like. There's nothing interactable. You can't touch anything. You're not driving it like a real loco or anything. It's a toy. So to go, I just press on the trigger on the controller, and he goes forwards, and that's that. Actually, I'll take the wire out. I don't need that now. And there's Annie and Clarabel. You see, they look around. It's really good because in the trailer it didn't look like the eyes were moving, and I was like, that's so weird. But they actually do. Ah, someone look at him. Off we go.
I wonder what kind of jobs I'll get to do here, wondered Thomas. I do hope we get there soon. I can't wait to get started. "Yes, it will be nice to finally arrive," said Annie sleepily. "I don't know about you, Clarabel, but I'm rather looking forward to a nice long rest after our long journey here." "Yes, Annie, it'll be nice to finally rest my wheels for the night. You should get some rest too, Thomas. You don't want to be tired tomorrow, do you?" "But I'm too excited. There's going to be a party tomorrow night to welcome us to the railway, and I want to make a good impression and show everyone that I'm a really useful engine, especially as we've come all this way." "We understand," sympathized Annie. "But as Clarabel said, you don't want to end up being tired and running late on your first day." Despite his excitement, Thomas couldn't help but be tired too. "It sounds like we're not the only ones who need to rest their wheels," laughed Clarabel. "Well, I suppose I am a little tired," he said wearily. "And a good night's rest would be nice before we start work in the morning." The three friends continued their journey towards Minehead, and it wasn't long before they were nearing the station.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, I won't lie, when I was watching the stream last night and it first started and I heard that voice and I heard them talking, I was like, this is brilliant. I can't wait to show my nephews this. face, yeah, and the eyes that move. It's so. It's literally like, I mean, and this light as well. It's gorgeous. So I think what they said in the stream was the rationale for West Somerset Railway is that it was the most like a kind of Isle of Sodor type, like it's a heritage railway line, so it's like preserved in the past, which is basically the Isle of Sodor. So um, that's why. And they also said, I think they said Thomas has a top speed of about 50 miles an hour, I think. Or like between 50 and 60. Probably if you go on down a steep hill, it'll be faster. And you can use this in free roam mode, but it'll still be like this. There's no like mode you go into where Thomas becomes a real simulation. It's not. Is he inside them? No toilets. Oh, I need to get a picture actually. Oh, his eyes still move when you're doing the picture. That's actually really cool. Though it does mean I'm gonna have to be like, look at the camera, Thomas. Thomas, look at the camera. Over here, Thomas. he's, it's like when you want a dog or a cat to look at the camera, and they're just like, no, look at the way. There we go. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. Right now, I need to bloody find. Right, there we go. Right, there we go. That was perfect. I'm happy with that. I'm not sure I'll need another picture. I suspect this will be a very short introductory mission, so I guess we're just going to get to the station and have some more talking, and that'll be that. So I might do the one after, although the one after is diesel. Oh no, I can do diesel as well. But I do, yeah, I recommend getting this if you like Thomas, because they're just the thrill of being able to drive Thomas the Tank Engine. And here we come into Minehead. And then to brake, you just sort of hold down the brake, and that's that. It's sort of like, I don't know how to describe the control, but like you're either going forward, stopping, or going back. There's not like that much range of like it doesn't feel like there are physics like when you're going up a hill, as if like, oh, you can't go up because you have to apply more power or whatever. It just feels like whatever you push the throttle to, it goes to that speed. I have to say, like, this is like this week, man, has been like, is like the most expensive week for gaming there is for me. There's Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's this, there's Cardiff City Network, there's the Dutch route next week, there's Wreckfest 2 comes out today, there's Inzoi, a life sim coming out next week. There's like, oh god, why is everyone releasing games at this exact time? Oh look, here's some troublesome trucks. Does that mean Diesel got here before us, I wonder? Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Love it. Here we go. Oh, now see, this is a lovely introductory mission.
As Thomas's train pulled into the station, he looked around and noticed a smartly dressed man standing on the platform. He wondered if this was Sir Topham Hatt's friend, when the man stepped forward and introduced himself. Hello, and welcome to the West Somerset Railway. You must be Thomas, the famous tank engine I've heard all about. It's great to finally meet you. My name is Mr. Peter, and I must say it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas. I'm excited that we have been given the chance to come and visit your railway, and I can't wait to get started. That's what I like to hear, said Mr. Peters. Sir Topham tells me you're a very hard-working engine, so I'm looking forward to working with you and making sure that you and all our visitors have a great time at the party tomorrow night. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt walked up. He greeted his friend warmly and started telling him all about Thomas. Thomas is one of the most useful engines I know, and I'm sure he'll prove to be a credit to your railway. That's wonderful to hear, replied Mr. Peters. I'm sure that Thomas and I will get on splendidly. Mr. Peters smiled and turned to the crowd of passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all to give a warm welcome to our visitors from the island of Sodor. Sir Topham Hatt, Thomas, and his loyal coaches, Annie and Clarabel. Everyone clapped and cheered, and Thomas looked on, feeling very proud. But no one noticed that a familiar diesel engine was watching them from afar.
No, that's not how I remember Diesel when I was a kid. Diesel was very much more snarky, and I always had a much more like menacing face. But that is funny. Um, so yeah, I guess Sir Topham Hatt is the Fat Controller. I guess they don't call him that because I suppose it's a bit mean. Um, but yeah, I mean that perfect, perfect. Um, really nice little introduction there. Like, I mean, you obviously you get the training scenarios as well, but those are like in the training center. This is the first one where you're on the railway, and it gives you the whole narrative. You see Fat Controller and what's his name, whoever that station master was, who did not look like he talked with that accent. But what I like about it is that when you watch the older series, there are that sort of exaggerated voices, and that guy who does the narration, by the way, for the Fat Controller and Thomas and the story, he did do the narration in the TV series, but the later series. So like I think it was 17 to 21 series, 17 to 21. And now obviously the original was Ringo Starr. I don't think he's going to be doing it. And then there was another guy, a really nice Liverpudlian guy who did it. But this guy, like that voice, it still brings tingles hearing like I'm playing a game that uses the voice of Thomas Tank. It's I don't know how to describe it. I just think like it's a really neat one. It's a bit like if you enjoyed the that Christmas little thing they did a few years ago. That like was nothing amazing, but it was just like a fun little thing where you go around a train set in an 80s Christmas house. It's like that, but Thomas the Tank Engine. It's Thomas the Tank Engine. Um, yeah, I mean I love it. We can that's 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to do the diesel introduction as well. Um, the devious diesel. Yeah, we'll do that. see where it takes us. Dun dun!
The devious Diesel. Early the next morning, Diesel crept into the station. He looked to see if anyone was around and saw that Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed that Annie and Clarabel were sleeping too. And an idea came to him. What a good idea, Diesel thought to himself. If I shunt those trucks in front of them, then Thomas will have to spend even more time getting them back. Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late. And on his first day, too. Chuckled Diesel deviously. I must be careful not to wake him, though.
Wake up, Thomas! Diesel looks like a familiar little Class 08 Gronk, but with that very distinctive Diesel look, all black, no funnel on the top, all the smoke comes out here whenever he starts. Yeah, like I said, doesn't sound like Diesel from when I was a kid. Diesel was always more slick, but this is what they sounded like in the later series. I mean, the thing is, when you watch those older series, you're like, kids nowadays would just find them boring because they're so slow. But I love watching them, still. Absolutely love it. Oh. Vale, let's go. Oh, shit. I didn't even realize there was a red. Okay, let's go.
The devious Diesel.
I don't think you can skip the
Early the next morning, Diesel crept into the station. He looked to see if anyone was around and saw that Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed that Annie and Clarabel were sleeping too. And an idea came to him. What a good idea, Diesel thought to himself. If I shunt those trucks in front of them, then Thomas will have to spend even more time getting them back. Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late. And on his first day, too.
naughty Diesel.
Chuckled Diesel deviously. I must be careful not to wake him, though.
Yeah. I need to stop pressing the horn. It like says, be careful not to wake him, and I'm like, right, this time pay attention to signals, Luke. See how fast Diesel can go. Ooh, 30 miles an hour? I don't think we can get much faster than 30. So, I mean, at the moment, this is all there is. These two, Annie and Clarabel, and the trucks. They haven't said if anything else will come. They said they're not working on anything at the moment. They don't have any plans they're willing to share. So, this may be it. I would absolutely love an Isle of Sodor DLC though. Absolutely. Isle of Sodor DLC with... Can I? Is that what the white flashing means? Okay, it does. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It's 10 miles an hour, isn't it? Yeah. I would look like I would love Isle of Sodor done well, with Gordon, Percy, Edward, James. That would for me be perfect. Like, this man isn't going to go and warn Thomas of what I'm about to do. Devious Diesel, eh? How much like blame does the driver get for these things? Is the driver just like blameless? He's like, Diesel told me that I have to go shut all these trucks, so I just did it. One thing that always bugged me, even as a kid, I was like, don't the drivers get into trouble for what they do? Why is it always like Thomas and the engines that do? Oh, there we go. I'm not sure if you get points for going too fast or not. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. There's something about the faces that I don't know what it does. It just makes like it really. It's like they slap a plasticine face on the front of trains, and suddenly you're like, oh, the train has a personality. But it was also the music. Like, I really do strongly recommend you go listen to soundtracks, like recreated high quality soundtracks for this series, because when you see which engine things are matched to, it all comes rushing back. Like the one for James, the Jazzy James theme is absolutely brilliant. So Thomas has no idea, doesn't hear that that something's running around, and no one told him Diesel was coming. I don't get it. Surely the Fat Controller knows. Also, Topham Hatt. Sir Topham Hatt. So I remember all the various stories that happen. I think one of my favourites is, I can't remember what, it's Percy, I think it's Percy, and he crashes into like a truck full of fruit and just gets like covered in fruit. But like in the TV series, they obviously couldn't make tiny little fruit that like exploded on his face, so they just like threw like I don't know, coloured water on him, on his face. It's so funny. I do love those old model series though. And it is nice to be the devious one, be Diesel. You're supposed to be like, no, I don't want to be Diesel, but actually it's nice to see it from his perspective. Look, someone on a bike. I don't think I've ever seen anyone on a bike in this game. Is that a thing? I'm ringing a bell. A ver. I always never know. Oh, there we go. I'm going too fast. So yeah, if I remember correctly from my Thomas the Tank Engine lore, the Isle of Sodor is around, is somewhere, I think it's between the Isle of Man and Wales, or between the Isle of Man and the like Cheshire coast or something, or the Lancashire coast. Like I don't know, I don't know my shires, but like between there, and there's like a land link, a bridge link, and that's how the trains can get from the Isle of Sodor to. Nope. Get from the Isle of Sodor to the mainland and vice versa. Because I think in the TV series they get visiting locos. Like I think they got visited by I don't think it was the Mallard. I think it was the Queen's Silver Jubilee or the Nigel Gresley. See, what's mad about this is that he's got these ladders to get up the top of him, and then there's nothing at the top to get up there. I mean, I guess like early diesel shunters did look like this. It actually has a nicer cab than most. Oh, am I going back? Let me guess, I'm going to wake up Thomas and laugh at him. Such a mean diesel. That's what you get though. I think it'd be funny to introduce James. Although James, I think, is funny because of the way the voice was in the originals, or the ones in the 90s.
Sorry, sir. I don't like that.
I think actually one of my favourite episodes is when James gets stung by a bee, and there's like an animated bee that comes and stings him on the nose. Very funny. Very funny. Oh, I'm not going to steal any Clarabel, am I, and hide them behind the trucks. That's so mean. That's so mean. And you're going to do nothing. You're going to watch and do nothing. This is kidnap. Oh. Just staring. Ali and Clarabel have eyelashes. And that way you know that they're women as opposed to men. I do like having these little carriages in here though. Would be really nice to get some really old like 19th century stock into the game. But yeah, they don't really do that much Steam content. Oh, you can open the window. Oh, maybe. What else can you do, Diesel? No, you can't do anything in this. The window, though. We just have a speed gauge. Oh no, that's a pressure gauge. What is that? It's not a speed gauge, is it? No, that's the speed gauge. This must be like. I ain't got a clue. No AWS on here. All the people trying to get to work and they're like, Why is this diesel engine just driving around, shunting things in the middle of the morning? Beautiful sky though. This is very clever marketing by DTG, because what I think is they've done this with the objective of getting people into the game, basically, because you can buy it as a package like TSW 5, West Somerset, and this. So for people who just want Thomas Tank Engine, they'll find this and they'll see all these beautiful lighting, beautiful landscapes. Not the sharpest bunch, are they, these coaches? Like, they can't tell that they're being pushed and pulled and pushed and pulled. Oh, Toby would be good. You know what? Toby would be good just to have a steam tram. I can't remember why I watched this. I think it was a documentary on YouTube, maybe, that I watched about steam trams. There was one in, I think it was somewhere around maybe Suffolk or Cambridgeshire. And there was like some videos from the 1950s of like its last day running, and it was really cool to see it. I wonder if we're going to get to use a turntable with Thomas. This route, considering like this is a fairly old route, I think. But they've done so much to it over the years. They're like, that it looks really nice and modern. Oh, no, Diesel, you're going too fast. That man is just going up and down on his bike. Oh, Diesel, you're gonna block them in, aren't you? With the bloody trucks. You are mischievous. It's, what is nice is that, like, with the bumpy physics and all of that, they do kind of really look like the models from the series, as they like sort of trundle along over the tracks, and they look odd, like very stark. And it has that kind of appearance. I love it. When I play this, I will be playing the full soundtrack. Like when I'm not on camera, I'll be playing the full soundtrack from the game. Like trying to think what other songs are there. Ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. I think that's Percy's theme. And then Henry's is like very bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum bum 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 bum. Or is that the Flying Kipper song? I'm not sure. But James's is really cool because it's really jazzy. I think it's actually called James's Jazzy Theme. I wonder if there's any behind the scenes documentaries of the making of it. I wouldn't mind seeing that original series being made. I vaguely remember seeing pictures of like how big the models were, and they're bigger than I thought they were. Okay, well, I can't keep doing this because I mean, I'm already at like 40 minutes, and it's going to take me another 20 minutes to do that. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? I think this is a really great little DLC. I'm happy with it. And when I'm not trying to talk to camera and distracting myself talking about any old crap, then I'll be able to pay attention to the bloody signals and get this fucking scenario done. But yeah, I mean, I actually doing this now, I'm thinking this could be quite difficult for kids. So I think it's like kids with parental supervision and parental help at times. I don't think my like 3-year-old nephew is going to be able to do it, but I think he'll enjoy the idea of like being able to drive down like see Thomas. And my 10-year-old nephew might actually have a better chance of being able to do it if I explain how it all works. But he might be a bit old for Thomas now. Might think it's uncool. He's got a Switch, a Switch. Thinks he's all that. But yeah, I'm definitely taking this with me next time I see them. I can put it on my laptop, and we can enjoy the wonders of Thomas the Tank Engine. But yeah, I mean, I hope that sort of given you an impression of Thomas, Annie, Clarabel, the coaches, the Topham Hat, the narrator. That's basically what it's going to be. There's going to be some stories that if you watch the demo from last night, and also all the ambassadors have got videos up, basically showing various different what you call them scenarios. Where I think one of them, the one they did in the stream last night, was picking up presents along the way, but there's also some ones regarding fireworks, and then I think there's just some other ones. Well, I think there's the one after this one where Thomas has to deal with all of the chaos and confusion that Diesel has caused. But yeah, this makes me happy. It makes me happy to be able to play this. I think they've probably got the right balance just about between. I mean, it's obviously not simulation because look at that HUD. Look at the controls are just forward and backwards. That is literally it. They're just forwards and backwards. But it's nice because that means kids can actually play and enjoy this, and I think that's really what they should be aiming for this kind of thing. It's nice as an adult to get this, but I can have fun with a diesel multiple unit whenever. But for a kid, that sort of stuff might not be that interesting. So being able to just play with Thomas, with Diesel, with the trucks, with Annie and Clarabel, and not have to worry about like trying to make a scenario, make it fun, but just being told a story and in the style, with the writing, with the narration. I think it makes it pretty engaging. Obviously, as an adult, it's like, am I playing a kid's game? But who cares? It's fun. That's what games are about. Imagination, losing yourself in a moment in a story. So yeah, I'm happy with this, and I think probably based on, I mean, if I'm able to pay attention to the signals whilst I'm playing it without recording, then I think I can get this done in a weekend. Because I mean, I think there's only 12. Let me get to the main menu, have a look. I think there's only 12 scenarios, but I mean, the training scenarios I think are about 5 minutes each. They're really quick because there's nothing to really teach you. But the scenarios like this one was chunky. This one was, I think, I mean, I didn't finish it, but I would imagine it would top out around 20 minutes, maybe. So yeah, like 9 more of those. That's a hefty amount of time. If you wanted to sit and do it all in one go. I don't know if it tells you how long they are. I'll do a quick run through of what they are because I don't think it's where they're going to have spoilers in the. So we did Thomas's arrival. No, they don't tell you how long they are. So devious Diesel, confusion and delay. Okay, yeah. So he wakes up. Diesel has to get firework. Diesel wants to do bad things. Oh, and then Thomas has to get the gear. Oh, I think. Oh, and he has to figure out all the time. Okay. Oh, Diesel. Okay, yeah. And then. Oh, okay, okay. I mean, thinking about it, having to run this whole line, I think this whole line is like a 40-minute drive. So I don't know if any of them are going to be like that, because that's a long time. Because well, it's 40 minutes if you stick to the speed limits. I mean, as your Thomas, does Thomas stick to speed limits? Half of the episodes are Thomas out of control, or the trucks pushing him and all of that. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I like this, and I hope they will. I'd really like to get like eventually have the family, like at least Gordon, Edward, Henry, James, Percy, Toby, everyone, Daisy, Duck. Oh, Bill and Ben? Oh no, they're the Flower Pot Men. Is it Bill and Ben, the little quarry ones? Oh, bring in the narrow gauge from the Welsh Valleys. I can't remember their names. Donald, was there a Donald as well? Duck is the Great Western sort of square engine, and Donald I think was no, no, no. There's a couple of Scottish ones as well, aren't there? Oh my God, no, too many to read to remember. It's keep to the core. Give me Percy, give me Gordon, give me Henry, give me Edward, give me James, Toby. With that, I'm content. I think that's like first series. Give me all of them from the first series, basically. Bertie the Bus as well. Need to have the race with Bertie the Bus. That one is the most important one. I think that's one of my favorite episodes as well. Um, so yeah, just I'm not asking for much, but like this, you can't tease us with this and then not give us the Isle of Sodor, all those engines, recreate half of the or most of the like most famous episodes, um, and get all the full orchestral versions from you that you can find on YouTube of the soundtrack. Put it into the game. Hell, why not just remake the entire TV series in the game? Or I could just watch the TV series and play the game separately. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my failures at that scenario. I assure you, I'm not that. Well, I am. I'm pretty bad. But usually, if I wasn't talking, I'd be paying attention to the cameras, or the signals, not the cameras. So yeah, I've got an obsession with the camera. But yeah, I'll call it a day there, and I'll just say thank you for watching. This is like I love the nostalgia this brings back. All of the memories of being a kid and watching this and like wearing out the video. I think I had like sets of videos for the series, and I think I was watching them till I was far too old, and it was really uncool. But I was like, I love Thomas. I think I did get a chance to go and see a steam engine with Thomas's face on it in the Severn Valley Railway. Vaguely remember there's a picture of me as a kid and with Thomas in the background. Obviously, I don't think his eyes moved or anything like that, but it was cool nevertheless. But anyway, I'll leave you to and encourage you to go and get this because I think it's really fun, especially if you've got kids or anything like that and want something cool to share with them. Um, if you want to add to their passion for trains, this I think is perfect. But thanks for watching, and I'll bid you adieu, and hasta luego.